You heard it. That's one of the sons, perhaps one of the youngest at a time. It was really very young when they took the father to prison at a time. So let's get the conversation started. Not only MK Abiola, Babangana Kingibe, or Anthony and any other time, or the party chieftains suffered some of the brutality meted on the party chieftains and some Democrats at a time by the military junta. Well, tonight on the program, one man who was the acting Secretary General of NADECO. You remember NADECO right now, if you were around at the time. Chief Wale Osun joins us. He was arrested in 1995 over the activities of NADECO. He was an SDP chieftain. He was at Tepetedo when the proclamation was made by Chief MK Abiola declining himself as a president. Let's reminisce and talk about the situation and some of the development now. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, Chief Wale Osun. How did you receive, especially for those of you who played active role in NADECO and members of the SDP?
Well, I need to say this, that the news was received with great pleasure. Even if it is if it is, how many years
about
late?
22 or 3 when he was arrested. 25 years after the election.
Yeah, after the election. I mean, it's even after his death. Because one would have expected that for Abdulsalam Abubakar, in handing over, after the passing on, after the murder of Abiola, that at least some form of recognition could have been given. So, since May 29, 1999, this had been in denial for that length of time. So the news, for me, came, as a pleasant surprise, but very well received news.
For some of the sufferings and some of the battles you were in the trenches. Yes. Was this kind of payoff, or no. How does this, some of the bruises, when you see them and the pains that you went through at the time?
No, well, it can't be a payoff, because if we are talking of payoff at this moment, we will be looking at a broader picture of these are the problems facing our country. The annulment of the election was a major aspect of it. It would have been impossible for any single person to annul the election if we had a proper governance structure, we had a proper constitution that was well respected. So what we are then saying is that in putting the whole debacle to a rest, we probably will be looking at a broader picture. Now we have this in the kitty, but it's just one of the items. We should be looking at having a constitution that respects every Nigerian, a constitution that protects every Nigerian. Mm. And that is why what we have received yesterday is a pleasant surprise, a pleasant gift. We appreciate it, but it's just an aspect of the total expectations that the democratic people of this country would like to have from the government.
The award within which the National Assembly acted, and within third which National Assembly acted, is that this honor is to be given to Mr. President, existing president or former president, who are still alive and not done posthumous. When I refer you completely to exclusive list, Act 51, that gave power to only legislator to enact a law in respect of public holidays, which have been enacted already.
And I want to bring to the attention of the House that there is what you call the Public Holidays Act. The fifth schedule of that act, the principal act, states that 29th of May is our Democracy Day. So if the president intends to change that act, it cannot be by way of a proclamation. It has to come. It has to come as a bill. We understand the part of the Constitution you read that has to do with declaration of a public holiday. But in this case, It is not declaration of public holiday that we are talking about. We are talking about Democracy Day, as different from a public holiday declaration.
Mr. Speaker, protect me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, protect me.
Hold on. Please let's take our seats so that we can make progress. Go and take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable Osai.